Hi, this is Matt Paulson, again with another video. I wanted to say a couple things about myself and my background. My name is Matt Paulson. I don't show my face so much on videos only because there's been threats in my life, and my wife's father was killed by Muslims, and I just heard a lot about people who challenge people on Islam, and they've been hurt. So, and I know it works both ways. But just to let you know about myself, I have written a book. I wrote this book called Breaking the Mormon Code, and the subtitle says, A Critique of Mormon Scholarship Regarding Classical Christian Theology and the Book of Mormon. So I read the Book of Mormon a long time ago, and I went through it, and some of the scholarship that Mormonism provides has a lot of parallelism with Islam. And it wasn't until later I started looking at Islam and reading the Quran and many of the hadiths. I haven't gone through all of the hadiths, but I've gone through quite a few. So I think I have some expertise on talking on Islam. I have had a year of Greek, Koine Greek, at Anaheim Christian College. And then I also had a crash course in Hebrew, about a year of Hebrew at Sunlight School of Theology in Orange, California. So those are really my education in the ancient languages. I've taken many theological courses. I took a logic course at Greenleaf School of Law. That's a great school. And also have, been in debates, not formal debates, but one-on-one debates with Mormons and also Muslims. I debated Paul Williams when he was out of Islam at one time on being saved by faith alone. We had a discussion. I wasn't able to document that, but I have had a debate with B.L. Phillips. He has 180,000 students, and I do have documentation on that. So if anybody wants to have that, let me know. You can put in your comments that on the video that you'd like to see what I've talked to B.L. Phillips, Dr. B.L. Phillips on. We debated on, is Jesus the Son of God? And he lost, and he ran away like Muslims normally do from me. I pick out a video that usually watch 5 or 10 minutes of it, and I see enough lies and distortions that I'll pinpoint it out, pull it out, and I'll do a line by line kind of expose on the errors and the deceptions that Muslims makes many comments that are very poorly put together without any documentation or evidence, and a lot of times it's slander. I've accused Paul Williams of slander because he slanders the Apostle Paul, and there's many things that the Apostle Paul agrees 100% with Jesus. And the only points that scholars point out that the Apostle Paul has issues with in traditional or mainstream Christianity is that he elaborates on faith alone, where Jesus kind of just tips toes through faith alone. So it's not something that many Christians can put together, but I have 30 points, 30 documented teachings of the Apostle Paul that match exactly with what Jesus taught. And then with Sheikh Oatman, I have never talked to him in person, but I'd like to. He's in San Diego. I'm not. I'm a couple hours drive from there. I'd like to go talk to him. He just haven't found the time. So one of these days I will. Okay, there's a couple Bible verses that are important in my life. One is Jude 3. It says this: Dear friends, although I was eager to write to you about the salvation we share, I felt I had to write to urge you to contend for the faith that was once for all entrusted to the saints. Contend is kind of a wrestling term, and it means, to go with somebody and challenge them. And then also in 1 Peter chapter 2, it says, rid yourselves of malice and all deceit, hypocrisy, envy, and slander of every type. Like a newborn baby, crave the spiritual milk, that you may grow up in your salvation, now that you have tasted that the Lord is good. That's also a Bible verse in Psalms 34:8. And then also there's another verse that says to 1 Thessalonians 5:12. It says to test all things, hold on to what is good. And then also Jesus in Matthew 7 says, everyone who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice are like a wise man who's built his house upon the rock. The rain came down and the streams arose, and the winds blew and the beat against the house, and yet it did not fall, because it had its foundation on the rock. But everyone who hears these words of mine and does not put them into practice is like a foolish man who has built his house on sand. And the rain came down, and the streams rose, and the winds blew, and it beat against the house, and it fell in a great crash. So those are the verses that I kind of live my life by, and it's been really a blessing for me and my family. We've been abundantly blessed by God, and I'd like to do more videos. I'd like to see a lot of Muslims come to Christ. It's my goal. It's my passion, and I hope that you see that in my videos. Thank you very much.